Well, hey fans, welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to talk about Late Night with the Devil. So, Late Night with the Devil is a found footage horror film directed by Colin and Cameron Cairnes, and it stars David Dastmalchian and is set in the 1970s. It follows this late night TV show host named Jack Delroy, and at the end of his career, in an effort to sort of boost ratings, he invites a parapsychologist on his show on Halloween night and has her summon this demon named Abraxas that's residing within this teenage girl. And of course, things go awry from there. To start, I don't know if you guys ever watch Family Guy, but there's like this funny clip in one of the episodes where like Peter's watching a movie, but there's like tons of like opening logos before the movie starts. You're like, oh, this is finally the movie, this is finally the movie, but it's not. This movie has that exact thing. Like at the beginning, I think there's like 20 opening logos, and I'm like, when is this movie going to start? I just found that pretty funny. But as far as the story goes, I was thoroughly enjoying this movie for about 90%. I think that David Dastmalchian is a great actor. He can fit into many roles. He's been everywhere. We all, of course, saw him. At least I first saw him in The Dark Knight, where he was the schizophrenic patient that Harvey Dent was trying to, get information from. And he appeared as Kurt in Ant-Man, and he's just popped into numerous films here and there. And I just think that his role as Jack Delroy is very well done. He actually does seem like a talk show host. He has the cadence, he has the the charisma, all of that stuff. The banter he has with his little, I guess his, not his co-host, but like his little partner. I think they do that very well. And there's also this emotion to the character, who his backstory revolves around the fact that he lost his wife recently, and he's actually coming back to the show, so he's still carrying that with him. And there are like small scenes here and there where he's like holding back tears and emotion and thanking the audience for just keeping him doing this job that he loves. And like I said, I think Dastmalchian does a great job in portraying that wide range of emotions. In terms of like more about the story, so he does have more guests on than the parapsychologist and the demon afflicted girl. He has like a psychic who debunks like other psychics. I think he's actually like a magician or something like that. He's a magician who debunks other psychics. He has a psychic who claims that he can read minds and talk to the dead and stuff like that. And then of course the demon girl. So the way they present it, I feel like all of these characters are going to somehow connect by the end, because the psychic, who is a fraud, the audience is led to believe he's a fraud. He gets a real reading, like in the beginning, and just things go crazy with that. And this is before the demon girl even appears in the movie, so you're like, something's going on here. There's some kind of sinister thing going on, besides the fact that there's a demon girl here. There's more to the story. And they allude to that with the fact that, Jack Delroy is a part of this like super elite private club called the Grove, and they go like in the woods in California, and they do all this stuff like orgies and like pagan worship and stuff of that nature. And by the time when the story wraps up at the end, they do kind of lead you to believe that this organization that he's a part of is responsible for the demon, the death of his wife, and all these other things, but they don't really explain it well enough that it makes sense. It feels like there are a few loose ends in that terms of the story. But like for like a B horror movie, I think it's rather enjoyable. I think you can have a good time watching it. In terms of score, I'm gonna give it a solid 6.2 out of 10. Like I said, I enjoyed 90% of the movie. I just didn't really care for how it wrapped up in the end. It really does leave you lacking. And there is some online controversy with this film, there's like 3 AI images used as like, little cutaways. I don't understand the problem. They're barely there. You barely notice them. Who cares if they used AI for them? Oh yeah, you could have hired a real artist. So it has very little effect on the movie and the people working on the movie. But that's my thoughts on that small section. And before I forget to mention, the practical effects used in this movie are pretty good. You got the makeup on the girl when she turns into a demon. You got like, there's a character who's made to believe that worms are coming out of like their body, and you got the worms and the fake blood, and then like a giant worm appears. That looks great. All the practical effects in this movie are well done, and you can tell, they cut back a little on the budget. David Dastmalchian is really the biggest name in the movie. I think everybody else is like an Australian star. It was filmed in Australia, so they did what they could in that department. Of course, I mentioned the AI images, but I would like to give praise on those practical effects. But I thank you guys for joining me for another movie review. Remember, you can watch this review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook page, anything and everything Flip Frog Books. Make sure you subscribe. Until next time, I'll be seeing you.